Look, I gotta just say it right off the bat. We give Nintendo a lot of crap for being under-evolved. We give Nintendo a lot of hell for not being as advanced as the rest of the industry. We give Nintendo a lot of just like, when are you going to level up? They just freaking out-leveled everybody. I really believe that Nintendo's advancements here in Tears of the Kingdom change everything and rewrite the script on how Nintendo views game design, views sequels, and views The Legend of Zelda. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Today was a phenomenal presentation that really did exactly what Nintendo needed to do. Pique the imagination, save the surprise. I know some people will disagree with me very staunchly. They'll say, hey, they didn't show why this is $70. It looks very similar to Breath of the Wild. It's not giving me the sense of what this game actually is in scope, in scale, in length. There's no indicator yet of exactly what Tears of the Kingdom is, and the game is 45 days away. Bingo. Exactly what we wanted, or at least exactly what I wanted, which is a mysterious surprise. You don't get that very often in life. We are so information obsessed and online obsessed that we see everything. The trailers show all the major plot points of a game, of a movie. We know exactly what we're getting into, and that's reassuring and safe and maybe in some ways consumer friendly. But if we can just breathe for a minute and let ourselves be wowed, Tears of the Kingdom is going to wow you. The way that Nintendo highlighted mechanical differences here and a complete overhaul in their creative design process is actually mesmerizing. This game starts off looking very similar. We know there's differences. We know the arm, we know Zelda, we know the hair. This is a way to kind of ease you with an appetizer, the recall mechanic. But it's not this that actually sets Tears of the Kingdom apart, because unique weapons and items, mysterious abilities, that's par for the course. What's different here is that the entire world is at your disposal, and I cannot tell you, we really, as fans, cannot let this be a small thing. Nintendo needs to know that dramatically overhauling the way that you interact and play one of their main IP is actually awesome. Think about this for a second. It's very easy for Breath of the Wild 2 to be Breath of the Wild 2, but instead Tears of the Kingdom is very evidently reworking the entire system of how you approach the world. They're not just adding dungeons, which they didn't show, but I still think are in there. They're not just adding the sky, which obviously we saw a good chunk of, but not a ton. They're not just, moving things around the land. They are completely altering how you interact and approach this game. No longer do you approach this with the same mindset as Breath of the Wild, and I can't tell you how exciting and invigorating that is for me. The fuse mechanic that is shown off in this video, the crafting, the glue that we see, the green glowy bits that can fuse, that can ultra hand, unite for weapons, vehicles, and arrow modification, who knows what else. I'm guessing that we can put all sorts of things together in all sorts of ways. And now we have a big action game of the highest tier, right? This is Zelda. This is Nintendo's baby, the one that they care maybe more about than anything else. And now we're integrating an entire crafting, fusing, imagination mechanic where the world is malleable. It's flexible in ways that it's never been for Nintendo. Nintendo experimented actually with a bit of this in the capping mechanic from Mario Odyssey. It may not seem like a one-to-one analogy, but I'm telling you, there are parallels. Nintendo wanted you to approach the world in a different style where player creativity actually took the forefront. Nintendo are masters of design. Their mechanics are absolutely fantastic, but I think that they felt the player is most important. Making the player feel like they are in charge, in control, and actually designing the experience around them is very important. In a way, you could trace this all the way back to Mario's upgrades and suits. It's a way for you to sort of select how you're going to approach the game. And then Cappy allows you to capture other characters and really have it your way. This is the next evolution of this in a way that nobody else is really doing. If you look at the mechanics here, you would think this is a janky early access type title. This is not the kind of imaginative player control that we see in a big AAA, the biggest game on your console release. Imagine if God of War Ragnarok, or imagine if Starfield, imagine if Halo Infinite had this type of system. It would be shocking, and we would not know how they did it. It's not just the fact that you can fuse things together and be a physical object, it's the fact that there are effects. Enemies can blow you away, arrows can freeze and seek. There are actual legitimate thoughts that went behind all of these interactions, and I know they're just scratching the surface. The most important takeaway here, though, is that Nintendo has evolved and revamped our way of approaching and interacting with the game. So regardless of whatever else is in there, I mean, there's dragons in the sky, I really feel strongly there'll be dungeons. This game is going to be a wholly different experience. It is a sequel that takes that word and redefines it. It's not sequel like, oh, it's just the continuation of the story. Oh, it's Link went to a new land, he went to Agrabah, and now he's hanging out with genies. This is a sequel in the sense of how can we take the idea? How can we take the game and make it evolved? I really think that the difference between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom may be one of the greatest changes we've ever seen from a sequel. The fact that they are allowing you to completely alter the way that you approach weapons, vehicles, arrows, I'm guessing clothes, armor, and more, is truly remarkable. And maybe you'll say I'm just trying to hype myself up and sell myself on the $70 price point, but look at this. 45 days from now, everyone is going to be playing this game their own way. There are going to be unique instances that you never thought of. Insane combos that we can try out ourselves. And they're not hacking beyond the bounds that the developer intended. They're not trying to glitch the game out and make something just rush through the sky, or, oh, find a way to use this physics system to kind of break the ideas that the developers put in place. No. This is what you're supposed to do. You are supposed to have the game your way. And I really think that is an evolution that we cannot take for granted, and we should not poo-poo and downplay. I know stuff like Elden Ring got so much love for being open world. I really think that the idea here, the way that they're restructuring such a massive game, is as impressive or maybe more. I'll wait till I play it to make final judgment and give you like, oh, this is the greatest game ever spiel. Who knows? Maybe it falls flat. But based on what we've seen today, the ease of the systems, and if they're as far-fetched as we can really think, and imagination is really the focus here, this is truly Nintendo thinking at a level above their competitors. This is Nintendo utilizing what makes them unique to their huge advantage and delivering something that is truly unattainable maybe for the rest. Look at what we got out of The Last of Us 2, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West. I'm not saying those games are small time. They're amazing games. Many of them won tons of awards and sold millions of copies. How many of them revamped the entire approach to the game, the design, and the way you, the player, interacted? At the end of the day, it's mods. It's more of the same. It's good, more of the same. It's exciting. There's new story, new armor, new enemies, new ways of fighting. But there's not new ways of approaching and engaging with the game, and that is what sets this apart. Crafting, fusing, Ultra Hand changes everything. The sky seems to be the limit quite literally in this game, and if you're feeling bummed that the map is the same, that it costs $70, that they didn't show much, well, guess what? This game is about exploration and discovery, and Nintendo just took a system that they started back with Mario suits, evolved it into Cappy, and now evolved it into fusing, crafting, creating, building your way in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I think this is one heck of an adventure. I cannot freaking wait, and I think after digesting and thinking about it, Nintendo did this in the coolest way possible. They sparked an idea, they showed that they really are ahead of the curve, they evolved Zelda, and they barely had to show anything. We still have a massive game before us, we still have all of the story beats, all of the dungeons, all of the bosses, all of it is there for us to uncover and explore, and have the wow moments for ourselves. Yeah, you might not be as excited going into it because you don't know about the dungeons or the crazy things you'll see, but let me tell you, your experience playing based on fusion, Ultra Hand, and all the surprises, it's going to be unlike anything other. You know, we always say we could play the game for the first time again. You're really going to play this for the first time. You're really going to experience Tears of the Kingdom for the first time through your eyes, through your hands, and through your mind. It sounds a little silly and sentimental, but I'm telling you, this is going to change things. This is going to a place of Nintendo creativity, of mechanical design mastery that they're so confident in. They're able to put so much of the adventure in your hands. And I can't think of a more fitting game to do just that. Let me know if you agree, disagree, think I'm psycho in the comments down below. But this is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It's going to be a massive part of this channel. And I cannot wait to play it with you in 40-some days. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. We're going to get there. Come on, keep going, as Aonuma says. Until next time, SwitchForce out.